King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Change album review. Let's chat about it. Hey friends, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about basically all I've chatted about for the last month, and that would be a new album from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is their 4th album of the year, and it is exhausting to keep up with the band and their style and what they're doing at the moment and where their heads are at. Over the years, they've obviously been no strangers to really shifting up their sound at a moment's notice, mid-song, mid-album, mid-whatever. But God, these days I really feel like the results are more mixed than ever, mostly because the last 2 projects I've reviewed from them in the last month have easily been some of the tamest material I've heard from the Giz in some time. And leading up to this 3rd album in this sequence, Change, I did have some high hopes because I thought the Hate Dancin single was pretty fun. And, you know, I'm not going to go through their whole discography. You can check out my other 2 reviews for that. But for now, I do want to say, ironically, this may be my favorite thing that Giz has done in a while. Change as an intro. Y'all are going to hate me, but I love this. I love the stripped down vibes, just the ragtime piano we get here, the sunny psychedelic vibes as well. It brings me back instantly to like paper mache dream balloon era Giz, and that has a special place in my heart because that was my first album of theirs that I listened to. I don't know, with everything that they've been pushing out lately, taking a big step back is oddly refreshing. It's a treat even, and this track is pretty weird. It's, you know, it doesn't really conform to a single sound. That's not too shocking from the Giz. It's folky and light at times, it's a little progressive at others, but it's really compelling, so much so that I completely welcome the 13-minute time slot that we get for this track. It really does keep your attention. It is a great intro. Not only that, but that final heavy moment that we get there in the final minute of this track actually amped me the hell up. Now, you already know my thoughts on Hate Dancin. I think it's a really good single from the band. It's a lot of fun. And I can understand, if you hate this, I totally get it. I actually kind of hate how much I do like it. But the laid-back psychedelic rock grooves on this track are just, they just make my heart sing. It's got a little funk, a little unexpected swagger as well, and, you know, it's quirky too. It's so simple, but from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, I needed this right now. And this track is quirky. Like, it gets far out by the end of it, but I am all for it. No Body, on the other hand, is a very stripped down, sort of lonely sounding blues jam. And I do have to point out how much I like the sort of analog sounding, lo-fi, throwback production on this entire album. And the vocals on this track are really haunting. Like, they get inside you. They are chilling. And you can argue that this album isn't wild or game-changing or maybe a little bit too laid back. And you would be correct. But this is so breezy and easy to take in. I would take this over their last 2 albums in a heartbeat. Gondii, on the other hand, takes a sharp left turn. This is a very intense, synth-driven jam, but I love that. I love the energy here. I love the progressive rock vibes once again. The extended solo is a nice touch, and I am impressed with just how much this sounds like them. As far, you know, as from the last 2 albums as this sounds, it's still very much so a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard track. They are pushing themselves in the right way here, and I do really like that. And Short Change as a finale is a freaking blast. I mean, it is the shortest track here by far, but it is an intense, colorful, urgent, wild-eyed jam. Between the noisy production and the chaotic guitars, this track delivers, and it's mostly instrumental until the final moments, but I'm all for that. It's fun. From King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Anybody remember Fun? I mean, this album isn't all up to snuff. I mean, AstroTurf is pretty piss poor. It's frustrating because on one hand, I do really like the very angular, off-kilter riff that we get here. The wide array of instrumentals that we get as well, it's really tasteful. I just wish they followed that up with a lyrical and vocal performance that stood up to this track. It is one of the most phoned in things here. And once again, this track gets genuinely bizarre at points, but I'm just not for it. We are living in a world where a 13-minute track as this album's opener breezes by and I want to listen to it again, but this 7-minute off-kilter funk track is so misguided that I'm stumbling through it. And Exploding Suns is the most hushed and quiet track here, and it's not a good thing. I just wish this track had a little bit more content to it, because that spacey synth solo that we get here is pretty awesome. But outside of that, there really isn't that much going on this track. It's pretty boring, sadly. It did have a lot of potential, though. That being said, this album is a short, sweet album compared to, what they've been doing lately. Even, if the last album is only 30 minutes long, we're dealing with 2 massive songs. I think that change is one of the better things that Giz has done in quite some time. Here, clearly, as far as my tastes go, what they've been doing lately has been too far off the beaten path and not nearly as focused as I'd like. Here, they take a big step back, and I mean a big step back. They get refocused, they write some really great melodies, some catchy hooks, and take some well-deserved risks that all pan out for a genuinely laid-back, sunny, psychedelic, hazy, and genuinely fun album, and that's all I could ask for from the Giz right now. I'm feeling a very strong 7 on this album, but let me know what you all think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.